Around the water side, I love the fish, we get them every day. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you gotta take a walk to the water side. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you gotta take a walk to the water side. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish, we get them every day. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get a bonga fish, you better take a walk to the water side. So if you wanna get a bonga fish, you better take a walk to the water side. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish, we get them every day. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get a fish, you better take a walk to the water side. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you better take a walk to the water side. Can you be bonga sweet? Can you be bonga sweet? Lovely get her a fish show. Bongo tanga bongo hero. The way tanga get a fish show. I didn't get paid to pay that. Or it's on that word I put up. God reach get for me now. Can you be bonga sweet? Can you be bonga sweet? Can you be bonga sweet? Can you be bonga sweet?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of The Then and Now. Today, the 23rd of December, 2 days shy of the wonderful Christmas. So on this note, I want to wish every one of you, and subsequently all the people around the globe that will watch this tape. It's interesting today, so again, I will appreciate if you will share, comment, whatever the comment is. I will appreciate that. Abu Jabi, welcome to the program. Emzo Fofana, welcome to the program. Timo Sachs, welcome. So let's share the video wide. We'll talk about something very important today, and I will start in about 2 minutes. and this will be for something like a 30 minutes. I hope it not go beyond. It's just a quick broadcast, but very, very significant. Thank Here we are, again, the 23rd of December. Welcome to the Then and Now Media Empire. I'm now proud to call it the Media Empire, by the way. Growing, upcoming, fast, talking, real talk. Today we want to talk on something very, very critical and very, very important. It's more historical, but we put them within a context of the two major parties, the duopolies, the way we get na Salon, we na SLPP, we na the ruling party right now, and the major opposition party, we na the All People's Congress, APC. I say more historical, and we'll not go dwell on the historical side too much, but we'll just try to make a comparable analysis as opposed to then, and then we will fast forward to the now. So the decision is there to information number we did provide, if you get what I mean. So, because the historical context of what I want to talk about is something well known to all of us when you watch this program right now. So there is nothing new. It's the way that it is presented and within the context of what you want to talk about, which is the issue here today, as you can see, now the excerpt I put up and then the title. Okay? So I want to begin on something really fundamental. Easy, ABC, but fundamental. So I want to ask first of all, or one dwell into waiting now a political party. Since now partyism we talk about today, political party or party then. So I want to begin with what is a political party, and the basic definition for a political party would be something where people organize, okay? Group of people, if you would like. Almost like tribal, but not tribal. And don't get me wrong, by the way, I'm just saying, just like tribal, when you organize something. Because why? Often, when you organize a political party, now people that will get similar views, similar ideologies, and the rest of it, I mean, people that will be compatible with, who will get compatible ideas. So now when they come together, organize themselves, it has to be organized. And then when I form a political party. And I mentioned the word tribal, because in a tribe, that's how it works. That's what a tribe is anyway, people with commonalities. Okay? But in terms of political party, that will be dangerous. And in fact, because you get forget a national appeal, if you only resort to tribal, this is why I'm not getting tribal business inside political parties in what we talk about. Because if it's only about the tribe, then sure enough, you cannot win elections because we get more than a dozen tribes and we get several regions in the country. So you get forget a national appeal. Remember, even before you become a political party, you get to meet some standards we set by the Elections Commission for let you contest. That means you get hold now all of the regions in a percentage or percentile wise. So therefore, it cannot be tribal. It has to be on a national appeal. So now a group of people when they come together for contest elections and hold power in the government. Okay. I also asked the question, or one asked the question, more historical because I provide the answers as well, or we know the answers, if I would say that the functions of political parties basically is very, very critical. Okay. Because remember, either you're in an opposition or you're in a power. So now how to bring people in together? This is critical and this is fundamental. You don't have to be divisive. You have, you have to provide a platform in which people will come together as a nation, as a people, so that you within a government, where the control government, can able to put your hand up and say, yes, this is really, really what we aspire for do, and especially during campaign times when they can make them lofty promises, and then after, you don't see the promises being fulfilled. So it's very critical for understand the functions of political party then, okay? You get for develop policy then way sort of favorable to the interest of the people that way you they represent or way you they govern, okay? You get for provide policy then for them thing and they. Because then people are for let them support you, it means say you self get for support them, you get for make provision for them. You get for able for organize people and for vote for you, for they around you, elect you and put you in an office, if you get what I mean. So having said this, okay, we know say political party then, wherever in the world, they get one common denominator. And I just talk about this now. Whatever the case, they want to let people and vote for them. They can go and make lofty promises, talk about policies, things the way they would do when they come to power, just for let people and gravitate towards them. Some of them can live up to those promises. So wherever, be it in Europe, the developed world, industrial world, or in Africa, we all tend, most of we can want to look at ourselves as backward, we are not really agree with. But anyway, now the commonality between political party them. Okay? So again, after we don't go dance all around let's come quickly down because like I said, this is not a quick broadcast. Okay. Let's just acknowledge a few people will just join. I like for do this on the channel because I like for endear myself, to people there. So Bokari Sao, Perspective Scope, of course, my familiar name. Bokari Sao looks like a first timer. If you're a first timer, I'll say a big welcome to you, sir. Mr. Sete Greer Jr., man, you're having a great time. I saw you in the office of Mr. George Weir and you standing alongside the Prezo. Happy Christmas to you and the family. I hope no family is doing great. My greetings to everybody up there. Muki Dada, how are you, sir? And Dennis Turner, and of course, I've already acknowledged Mr. Amadou Koroma. But again, just to go back to what we've been talking about, and I want to begin with the governing party right now. We're happy for the Sierra Leone People's Party, which is the SLPP. And if we look at the subject or the topic, I talk about then two major parties there, and that's why I open the program. So at some point, historically, we will see the SLPP party as the party of the people. And the reason why I say of the people, or at some point we've been seeing as of the people, of course, not Creole they talk. So what they mean basically is when you come to the now, there are questions, by the way. There are questions. But me to say, historically, when the SLPP party rather come into being, people let me see them as the party for the people. Okay? Because remember, now during colonial times and just after colonial times, because remember saying that the lead way to independence under Samuel Timagai, may his soul rest in perfect and eternal peace. And then the SLPP party begin for govern we. No why I keep the sleep on the party word. But they begin for govern we. And because of that colonial movement, okay, we transcend or transform into this party, because remember, say, the historical side again, what we say they talk about is that the SLPP party, it began as a movement. And this again, I make us say these are things that we know. It began as a movement, and a long time ago, many months ago, I believe 10 months ago, just when this channel been just beginning, 11, 12 months ago, we talk about this. We talk in depth about SLPP, the formation, the founding fathers. We're one of them. Now, the former paramount chief, the late paramount chief, Paramount Tas, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Yeah, paramount chief, Paramount Tas. Now, in a demand, we organize this movement. And when you organize them, if you get a chance, you know, yeah, for header. But let you see how people then, because this night I will talk about this today. The people of yesterday are completely different to the people of today. And I don't say this, you know, yeah, lightly, and I'm not going to say I'm even loosely. I say I'm strictly within the context of selfishness as against selflessness today. So people like them work also by fire matters. Now, them part of them will be selfless in their activity and their duty to country and the citizen, then come to Motaman them. So therefore, now they can say, when he formed that movement in 1910 for become the Sierra Leone People's Party. If they get a chance for head up, but no, they back out and say somebody else they will better pass out. So tell you they begin something and not get for be by force. Not so you complete suppose for end up. You begin something, your name is written there. Somebody else can take that mantle there and take the project further. So therefore, he excused himself, okay? And then Sam Milton became the leader of the party. And we all know what happened, that Sam Milton lead the country to independence after some talk where we talk about we take place in Lancaster House, none of the history down the back. We take place there, and when they come out, even though they attained the independence, but the group we go for go negotiate for the independence, they all not see eye to eye. And one of the people that we not see eye to eye with them, now the late Siaka Province Stevens, may his soul rest in eternal peace, the founder of the All People's Congress. Okay? So when they come back, we all know say, Shaka Stevens table something where they say, this no proper, this negotiation where we go back. And because it's like say, when we say independence, we mean the definition of the word mean free. All together. You don't have caveats around that. Say, well, I go give you this part, you go to control the under, me go hold the under first. No. So Siaka Stevens beg for differ. So on that note, they come organize your own party. When you organize your own party, I think how you call them e-beam. Now I think that be the word down or the short form of in party way form. Okay, where I believe we represent something like independence, you know, yeah, total independence. Now you mean the call for anyway. So you organize this party where the party in short form, they call them EBIM. Sort of the struggle with that one day, but yeah, I do remember that, yes, Shaka Stevens, the late Shaka Stevens did form that movement day. And that movement day, now it become eventually the All People's Congress. So you see how things they can turn around, okay? But then on the SLPP in the first place, because I say from the beginning, the SLPP appear for be the People's Party, okay? Because it been connected to these native things where you can, if you remember, okay, away from the city, Freetown itself. When you go up now the countryside, the SLPP be well grounded. Because why? The people away from them, including the main man, the late PC Fireman Tas, now be chief them. And also the chief them belong now upline. So that explains itself. Okay. So anyway, the reason why we table again this discussion, you know, before this evening, is that premise day appear for be false. Okay, it appear for be false. Why? This is the reason why. Okay, when SLPP, because there were, you know, Boku wranglings, political wranglings, really go on at the time, and you will expect that. Different ideas, you know, leading up to independence, backstabbing, skullduggery, a typical political maneuvering where you can think about any side of the world. In other words, dirty politics, we can play any side of the world. Politics is just basically politics. Then you get one party in Freetown, okay, where in the United People's Party. The United People's Party, obviously, if you've been in Freetown, so largely the representation of this party are now the Creole. And we know the Creoles were not country people, okay? These were people, we know the history, I don't need for going to that. But then you get their own party, because that's if they participate in the political, shake up or craft, where they take place. How for craft the new country where apparently they come. So the struggle will be there on. The one they were in a city, the one they were there upline, then chief them, everybody. The common agenda was independence anyway, because later on we will fight among ourselves. But they find out, say, a house divided, it's not strong. So they begin for form the union there, then unity there between themselves. So the UPP then decide for twin with the SLPP. Okay? So now this twinning, now in they can make the SLPP, they lost that in thing where it be noted for as the People's Party, as the native people and party, because the natives then were in the many, by the way. So they may get that title there. But when they twin themselves with the UPP, and of course the UPP were made up of Creole people from the city, they lost that title there. Okay? Now, some of the Creole people that will join them, okay? You get the late C.D. Rogers, right? Even in AKA Shependa. I remember that name as a boy. You been get Mr. Blinden, where himself now the western area in Como, you get Dixon Thomas, in Como from the mountain district. The reason why I like this part of because we don't meet their names there anymore, not to say they describe Freetown now anymore, it's completely different. But when you hear about the mountain district and the western area, all of them things there don't change, and they find for a lot of visit with history something. So you get like them Dixon Thomas, from the mountain district. And in back now being minister at some point for country planning. You get John Nelson, in back now the minister, and many of them, Gashon Collier. So you already name them IGO King, where be they Waterloo. Okay? So say these people were the elites. So now SLPP they can't lost that name or that title where they behold them as the Native People's Party formed by paramount chiefs. When the people there can join, automatically SLPP became the elitist party. Okay? And not me say country people are not being able, but once the people are don't can join now and don't turn elite party, the agenda don't become different. Okay? Up to this day. But yet it go change again, and we go come to that. Shaka Stevie, we all know say it be part of SLPP. It comes as a surprise to most people that when we said in the read history some time ago, for find out say if you didn't begin understand all of the things that will be play out, it comes as a shock. But when you begin to read deeply into politics, it's no longer a shock because there is a saying, and that saying stands so true that politics can make it can provide strange bedfellows. This is exactly what it means. So Shaka Stephen in the SLPP, the FSLPP, it come out. Milty Magai, Albert Magai, the brother of the first president, Isef and Shaka Stephen, then go form another party. Then broke away from the SLPP and go form another party. Albert Magai will later return. He will later return and go join in party back, and eventually he became prime minister after his brother died. So now all that kind of game they are now in the place. So then people there don't join them. Okay. When this thing happened, where the part died, and they talk about Milty Magai died, and then selecting brother, then they caused some serious dombolo within the party structure and cabinet as a whole. Okay, because that caused the resignation of some senior minister there. Among them was the late Dr. John Tarifa Smart. May his soul rest in eternal peace, one of Sierra Leone's finest ever. Okay. He made them for resign. He made that part left in position when there be some sort of kind protest, at the selection of Mr. Albert Magai. Because there were others who in the serve in the second position whenever the panel day or when the senior minister then we eventually for the head the party and become prime minister at the time. But then you keep play. So as a protest, these people, including Dr. John Khalifa Smart, they not be like the idea. Another man himself, will not be like the idea. Now the late Sanusi Mustafa, another heavyweight giant in Sierra Leone politics, and obviously belonging to the SLPP party, when I be Minister of Finance then. Instead of not be like the idea, and power will be always the act in the absence of the Prime Minister. And then where the Prime Minister pass, instead of then let the cause take action, but again, politics, see, there we go. Albert Magai became the Prime Minister. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, you see the really history of how the SLPP come into being and the way how SLPP begin for transform. Okay? The Creole name them, they come Boku inside the SLPP, and I just named some, and some will later join the SLPP, of course. Some more Creole them will later join, like then David St. Luke, then Batson Wilson. Just for name one or two more people then, okay, will later join. But what can happen, because of that political rancor we happened within the SLPP, where that part die, Sam Milton die, and then in border take over, it caused some, some kind of tsunami. I really left for Paul and tsunami because that shake-up day was to bless the APC, okay? Because remember I said the APC now the new party, Shaka Steve, you don't walk away, you don't go organize something else. And then after EB election before independence, okay, now I recall, later transformed to APC. All of this can bless Shaka Stevie. Let me just acknowledge, some few people again into this. Esther Johnson, Mr. John Blah, Mr. Joshua Bernard, you're coming back soon, my brother. You're coming back soon. I really want to hear some more, and they've been asking about you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just the close confidant of Liberian President George Opong Manewia. He's just watching the program along with us, and we'll be bringing him back soon. Mr. Samba Kenneth, Mr. Bakri, okay, I've already acknowledged Bakri Sao, and Yusuf Mansari. All of you, welcome to the program. For those of you who are just joining, I am trying to provide a narrative of the formation of the two political parties that we've been knowing since birth, at least for me, my age. And I'm almost as old as independence itself. From independence to now. I wasn't born during independence, but I was that close. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So I saw the formative years and I followed through. So anyway, we know the founding fathers of the party that we are talking about. Most of them, although there were some, disassociation, disavowing because of something that happened, but of course, this was a large political party that had very strong pillars, well planted, okay? So most of them anyway, they kept within the party, they maintained loyalty to the party, they continue for work for the party, and one thing we didn't do, again, was, I talked earlier on about the APC being formed newly. These old people, these people that were being so passionate about the Sierra Leone People's Party, they actually stopped the APC from participating in political campaigns in regions where they held. Oh yes, they did, okay? Because the APC was beginning to make gains. So when we talk about dirty tactics, it's not new, and I know sometimes we like to ascribe it to the All People's Congress, but dirty politics has been going on for a while, okay? By the colonial government, by subsequent party that obviously came into being, and those that led government later, and those that came after. They've all been practicing, some sort of dirty politics, and the rest of it. Some of them were really violent, but only one party came to own it. That's why up to this day, that party is still being pointed at as the owner, almost the owner of, when you talk about violence. So anyway, there was a brief disturbance in terms of the progress of politics within a civilian realm, because Brigadier Andrew Jackson Smith was to obstruct politics as it were then. Remember Brigadier Andrew Jackson Smith? He came and overthrew. But not to that history we really want to talk about, but just briefly how it disturbed the way how things may go. But again, he see an opening and he took advantage of it. Okay? He took advantage of it. Some of the people that will be there around then, and we'll be not talk about this, then great founders of SLPP, and that tells you how representative SLPP was. How did SLPP come to be known, or at least as some people are now saying, belonged only to the south and southeast of an entire country? It really needs to be understood, because back then, remember we said that this was the party of chiefs. I said chiefs all over the country. Okay, if we want to mention them, we can mention a few. By Koblo Gulama, yeah, Pat Koblo, and many others, yeah. Kandebure, and where this man named the NGC boss, Dr. Kande Yunkela in Dadi, Chief Kum Kanda, and you talk about in Port Loko, people that came from Port Loko, and in fact, when I talk to historians then, and we all know, this party was not even formed in the area where people and they ascribe until now. Instead, it was formed somewhere in the north by Northerners. How did they become, owned as it seems now? Because the evidence is overwhelming anyway. Largely, the people that vote for the SLPP are people mainly from the south corner of the country and southeast of the country, and largely the Mende people. But then you've got like Shabros and the rest of it down that region. So you will say they form part of the voting as well, like a region that I know, okay, that I hail from. Rotifuk, for example. Okay, I know it was an SLPP stronghold. But the point here I'm making is, how did SLPP, a party that was formed in the north by Northerners and had appeal all over the country, is now being consigned, at least by some, to one corner of the country? How? So anyway, we know say this brief political history of the party that I'm talking about, the Sierra Leone People's Party, from the southeast, who saw it draw in power, in base, who saw it in base day. People that are largely believe in this party, okay? The ambition where people let me get is completely different from what it is today. Well, it's easy for you to say, politically speaking, that political parties, can transform themselves, can transcend, barriers and overcome, obstacles, sort of try to fix themselves along the way. Some can be ideological, some are not. But sure enough, these parties stood for something, and this is the point that I really want to make here tonight. So remember, we started off at a point in which the SLPP was supposed to be the party of the people, as by virtue of its formation, the evidence is overwhelming, it's all over social media. There are books to that effect, there are banners, there are journals, and you name it to that effect. But yet today, it's completely different, okay? And there's a new strain, which I will arrive at shortly, which we now call Paopa. So what is Paopa is the question today, and I'm expecting the audience, if I can get several definitions of what Paopa is in the chat room, please. I would really appreciate that. What is Paopa? Because that's the new strain that we have today. So a party, first of all, that was formed on the basis of, how do you call it, of the People's Party, the natives, is now became the elitist party. So you will compare that as to the conservatives of like countries like the United Kingdom or the Republicans in the United States. Whereas you will compare the APC because of its social values and endearment to people, the policies that it stands for, as the People's Party. And the APC likes to claim that, and rightfully so, because they had the social policies that can make people to galvanize towards them, okay, because of social policies. Well, I will arrive at how the trickery is not working anymore because people's eyes are becoming open. So APC itself has swung away from those ideals, those principles of Siaka Stevens. He wasn't the best of president, but he had these ideals, these social ideals that attracted people to his party from the very beginning up to the very end. That's why you see when APC call out for massive turnout in Freetown, which is one of their strongholds, you see the massive turnout. It's because of those social principles. But they've shied away from that, and today we've got a strain called Tolongbo. What is Tolongbo? What's in a Tolongbo? Again, audience, please, I will appreciate if una go help for define Tolongbo for me, okay? I will really appreciate if una go help for define Tolongbo for me. Tolongbo and Paopa, now on your assignment day, so we will be able to discuss on that. From the Creole vernacular, from your understanding, Paopa, now anyhow, by any means necessary. But semantics now something where you get to be careful with. So the people that we get the word, where exactly did it emanated from? Why this strain or this core leader where we get now, the leadership at present, are known as Paopas. Who's the name come? What's in the history behind the name? And what this name really represent? And how does the people, and they talk about the people, the entire country, benefit from such, strain of Paopa? From the Native Man Party to the elitist party, where we go consider for being either conservative or Republican, that's the SLPP. And today, you don't hear the voices of the elitist. I don't know what's happened. Maybe they've been silenced because of this new strain called Paopa. So they ask, what is Paopa? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is Paopa if you not get me? Can somebody give me definition, or can people help in the chat room? We're having a conversation. This is not only about me, it's about us. So we're having a conversation. What really is Paopa? What really is Tolongbo? But I'm coming there. So this is the new two strains that we've got now. A party, the All People's Congress, known for its socialist principles, its socialist ideals, talking about social housing. Remember low cost, talk about public services, remember the trains, remember many other services, that they provided there, okay? That endear people, to them, human rights, but these things largely now are more theoretical than practical. And it seems like people are only using this, or the All People's Congress, for being very direct, are only using this for galvanized votes, for get votes from the people, and then leave the people as soon as they get power, and then they left the people by themselves and enrich themselves and be the all in all. And until the All People's Congress understands this, okay, until they understand this, the people endear themselves to them because of those principles of them, social principles. Remember, APC actually had socialist principles, principle ideas. That's what they had. That's how they were formed. The people that were formed them largely came from the trade unions. And you know what in the trade unions mean? So if you come out there, that means you get a feel. Now, would they attach them? Abu Dhabi, SLPP, answer please. Okay, so interesting. Somebody's thrown the challenge. SLPP people are watching, or generally, not necessarily SLPP people. Let's have a conversation. Let me get one or two or three, your definition for Paopa. What is Paopa? What is it today? What does it represent? Where are the elitists of the party? Where are they? Those great men and women who stood for principles, where are they? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this law doesn't stand, or are not principled, but at least there was a side of the party that had, great men and women. Let's just go back to elections not too long ago, in which I believe there were 19 other candidates while they were looking for their flag bearer. I'm talking about the SLPP. Look at those 19, apart from His Excellency Brigadier Bill. Look at those 19. Yeah, hi Doreen, how you doing, Miss D? Look at those 19. These were professional people, accountants, doctors, and barristers, accomplished businessmen. Those were the 19. So those elitists We don't hear them anymore. What we hear is Paopa, which I'm saying is a new strain. So somebody please help me. What is Paopa? And how is this benefiting the length and breadth of the country, the present rulership? It's a question, by the way. I'm not making any judgments here. I'm providing the information and I hope we get it. Somebody help me, please. What is Paopa? So I was saying, if we just go back shortly before the elections, which His Excellency retired Brigadier won, we had 19 people were contesting for the flag bearership of the party. Accomplished men and women, professional men and women. We know today some of us are scared, here to even have the conversation. Some of us, not even that we are scared, but just because we've lost the same principles that I'm talking about, so we cannot have a conversation because you fear that you might not be offered what you aspire for instead of speaking out the truth. You're not condemning, you are actually just speaking out the truth. And probably by so doing, somebody might realize that what they're doing is just not right, or the road that they're taking is just not right. We need to have a conversation as a people on a national platform. Be you green, be you red, be you rainbow, and the rest of it. The country belongs to all of us. So there's no reason why we should not have a discussion. There's no reason why we should not support a government that has been elected by the people and given a 5-year mandate, and that we can take action if we are not satisfied. I've said this over and over before, that if we respect the ballot, we should be championing causes. I'm speaking now to the opposition, the All People's Congress. We should be championing causes that will attract the people to us. Remember, there was once upon a time where the All People's Congress had people galvanizing towards them, gravitating towards them. Okay? Why was that? It was because of the socialist principles, the ideals held by the party, which I want to talk about a little bit, and I will come back again to the Tolongbo that I've asked people to define for me. Mr. Parios, all the way from Holland, welcome to the program. Probably you might help. Thanks for joining. I'm looking for the definition of Paopa and the definition of Tolongbo, which is the two strains of leadership that we now have. One in power, the other is in opposition. How does this benefit the people of Sierra Leone? That's what I want to know. The SLPP once upon a time was known as the party of the elitist. I'm not hearing those elitist voices any longer, and I'm asking a question: where are they? Are there issues? Why are they not speaking up? Are they okay? We need to know. Okay? Are they fine? We just need to know. Sierra Leoneans, we need to speak up. Okay. So I was saying that if you come from the unions, which most of the leadership of the All People's Congress came from, then you expect yourself to endear to the people, to be endeared to the people, and the people endear to you in return. It's a vis-a-vis thing, a give and take. It's a kind of social contract, some kind of an understanding. It's mutual. But somehow, and this is just fact, if you lose an election, it means that the electorate has no longer got faith in you. That's why you lose an elections. Sometimes we make claims, about fraud, but there's no elections that are not that are held without fraud. All elections, the world over, there are going to be questions, about here and there, incriminations, complaints, sometimes deliberate. But it's never going to be 100% open game, like fair, like how people will tend to want to describe it. But sometimes, we know that it can be worse. But when people lose elections generally, it's because the people no longer have faith in you. So that's why you lose elections. So I was saying, in the democratic process, if a government has been elected, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking to 7 points, some more million people. If a government loses election and other is elected, you have to do unto others as you will expect others to do unto you. And this is not no crib-crab thing. This is straightforward. This is by law. This is by constitutional authority. You lost an elections, okay? You go back in the background, study why you lost the elections, and try to come back strong. Initiate policies. Where did you go wrong? Try to make it right again. Try to campaign to the people. Let the people know that that was an error. Try to bring back the people to you. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to spell out to the people. If you forgot about the people, you now need to remember them. If the people went to you, it was because of those socialist policies. When Shaka Stephen formed this party, this was what he had in mind. Socialist principles. Help the poor, help the needy. If you have, pull someone else up. Do not look down on people. Those are socialist principles. Okay? I mentioned public services. These were all hallmarks of the All People's Congress. I mentioned human rights. Okay? So, this is how APC came to be loved by the people. But then you need to ask yourself, what went wrong? I hear people trading blames, you know, on a different level. Not on the real level, but on a different level. But again, Sierra Leoneans, you may not like the current leadership, but you need to understand that they've got a 5-year mandate from the electorate, the people. Whether the margin by which they won was narrow, the Constitution says or spells it out that if you've got this number of votes, you are eventually the winner. And according to the Elections Commission, watched and mandated by the rest of the world, UN Observer Mission, ECOWAS Observer Mission, AU Observer Mission, they all certified the elections. And therefore, it has to be respected. This is the point I'm trying to make. It has to be respected. So you may not like the current leadership, but why don't you turn, hatred is such a strong word, but you're seeing sentiments of that on social media. But why not turn this hatred into some different passion to galvanize people to watch you? Find a different way to galvanize people to watch you, because you have to be prepared in 3-4 years' time to take back power if that's what you really want. You need to be crafting, you need to be evaluating, you need to be strategizing how you're going to take back power. But some of what I see is not the way you're going to take back power. It's not by disrespecting the leadership, because in the end, it makes all of us look like idiots, especially those of us that are abroad when we go places, because social media is all over the place. It's social media. So our foreign friends, they read, they see, they hear, they talk. So instead of you being proud, here that we are using social media in a constructive way. So some of the things that it come down to are really distasteful. So it's difficult, here to draw respect, here as a citizen of your country to our foreign friends. Again, the leadership of the All People's Congress largely came from the unions. The man who formed the party, the late Shaka Province Stevens, may his soul rest in peace. This is what he had in mind. And according to the records, Siaka was born in the south, in the Moyamba district. That's where we understood him to have been, where he was given birth to. Okay? And he went along and formed the All People's Congress with something in mind. But remember that before he did, you see, I'm stressing on the word union, trade union, because I like to drive the point home. Because when you understand trade union, it wasn't by accident. This was something that he studied, trade unionism. He came here to England and studied at the John Ruskin University, Oxford. Ruskin College, yeah. That's where he studied trade unionism. By then, trade unionism was really powerful, especially under colonial government. And that's what he studied, how to help people, human beings, at work, provide advice. So this trade was what was this man in his mindset when he organized it. That's why people came running to the All People's Congress. And this is a fact. It's no opinion. Check it out. So they introduced all the social policies. It work na Potloko, na the Pepel mines, Marampa, it work there. So you see, all the places society people labor. These are places where he worked. So he understood the people. He understood the pain of the people. And when he began campaign, Although there was violence, okay, but the violence begat violence. So if we go back to that, there were people resisting, and remember that certain people, they prohibited him from campaigning in some of their strongholds. So it became a tit for tat. But the point here is, this man understood the people, the grassroots, and that was his calling when he organized the All People's Congress. That's why the All People's Congress was a success at the very beginning. We can say this because, again, we are not making any of this up. It's right there for us to see. Check it up. Plenty of information around that. So he wasn't alone. All the other people that were joining us subsequently, I mean, the main man that we come for know, like, what's his name? Suri Ibrahim Koroma. Yeah. When I SI Koroma, Agbasitani will be Nicola. Okay? Instead of be another strong man. C.A. Kamaratelo, another strong man. Subsequently, these people and served them party, and they were all like activists. Like C.A. Kamaratelo, in a be activist, in a be educator, in a be trade unionist. So you see the background where these people come up from, where they organized the All People's Congress. But the point here is, the All People's Congress have shied away from this pattern where the party came to be loved for. Just like how the late, what the chief name, there was a chief in Kono, I think Biwa was his name. Yeah, Tamba Biwa. Okay? Another strong man, maybe the SLPP as well. But before they go SLPP, instead of organizing party, he organizing party and be very strong, and come on at the Kono district end. Okay? Who's that they call the one that was be Kono? Jegwema, Fiamma. If I pronounce them right. So all of them people they have been getting socialist principle. All of them, when you read the history, the background, now people that will deeply help other people there. When we care about their fellow mortal man them, when the fight was selfless, it wasn't about them, it was about others. So these were the principles of the All People's Congress. Real labor movement. Yet you abandon all those principles, and then what you endear to yourself now is this Tolongbo. What is Tolongbo? Can somebody help, please? Yeah? Can somebody help with what is Tolongbo? Yeah? Okay, for the Kaba, it was not Shaka Stevie that formed the All People's Congress, but all along I thought he was the one that formed the All People's Congress, or he was part of that founding team. Probably not exactly, but I thought really, all the one that we don't read, that he was the founder. But if that's the case, thanks for the correction, okay? Thanks for the correction. We'll go check him back up, but I thought again, he was the founder. But if he wasn't, then he must have been one of the founders. Probably that would be an articulate way for Puta, one of the founding fathers of the All People's Congress. Okay? Abu Jabi, the first lady, is using bad word. The past president, EBK, when SLPP was not in government. All right, that's for another day. But this is what the point is. So SLPP, BBK, welcome to the program. How you do, me brother? I hope all is well. It's good to see you on the program as usual. One of the strongest supporters of this program. Joseph Safi Teddyface, me brother, how you do? We will talk. I not see you, but we will talk about that later. So we just talk about the SLPP, how it transformed from being the native party because it was formed by chiefs. So that is simple for Poots. But then later on, became the elitist party because when they come and join forces with them Creole boy and a tongue, because then they get the Creoles, then we organize their own party, then they call the UPP, then join the SLPP. So the SLPP became an elitist party where we know from the tenure where we born up to this point. Because waiting them they do actually is we compare them to be the conservatives like in England or the Republicans in America. Then they empower people, promote people, encourage industry and direct investment and the rest of it, and let them provide opportunity for the other people below the ladder. Just like the conservative principles. Whereas the APC, then have been a social project, them social, attachments to the people. Make sure say you endear yourself to the people. Whether not devil you play under, whether not football league you organize under, whether not stadium you build under for let people and they come together and sort of have some social, life to themselves. They also created jobs and the rest of them for the people, low-cost housing and the rest of it, all the kind of public services there, public housing and the rest of it was what the APC stood for, okay? And people, you kind of go towards them as you will see, just like here. So you have largely, because the underclass are always in the majority. So when you get social principles, then we endear yourself to people, and so people will always come towards you. It's just a natural process. It's an ABC, not a rocket science. And then the elitist party, you go find people, you find difficulty with them because then when they cut tax, now the rich and they cut off. When they reward people, now the rich and they reward. And they expect the rich, for provide opportunities for the other class below. But the rich just, they get richer and the gap just divides between the rich and the poor. That's how simple it is. It's not rocket science. So the APC now have been the ground party, social party, stand for all the things they need. But then subsequently, I think they forget themselves. When I say forget themselves, then forget who they derive their power from, who they derive their base from, who are the consolidation of their base. Until they come back to their principles, then it's going to be difficult. And this is just fact. Okay? To all the APCers, if you're listening, this is just fact that you need to come back to them principles and therefore win the people over again. Because remember, it's the people that are going to vote you back into office. They voted you out and they will have to vote you back into office. What do you need to do? I hope it's what do you need to do? And if you want challenge Mother Bill in 2023, you get to do more for win the people hearts and minds back. But remember, say Mother Bill self get for the consolidating self. That brings me come to the ACC Commission. Because all that instruments there, although legal, because they ratified by Parliament, but can still be used in a political sense, weaken you and the rest of it. But when I interviewed Cornelius the other day, ladies and gentlemen, I need for really listen to that interview day because that interview day said a lot. A few days ago, I interviewed the National Publicity Secretary of the All People's Congress, Cornelius Devo. It was a candid conversation we had, and the interview said a lot. Of course, it's on YouTube. You can watch on our YouTube. You can watch on our Facebook. If you visit YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. You just they increase the rating, and this is what I'm asking for you to do. Okay? So thank you very much. So that's what the APC need to do. Insults, it's not going to help. This is just fact. It's not really going to help. What we need to know is the people of the country are getting wiser and wiser every day. They are listening, they are watching, and they're able to make their own discretion. We need to understand this. You cannot fool the people all of the time. You can fool some for some time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And this goes to the two political parties, but specifically to the All People's Congress, because right now, as we speak, you are in opposition. And what we see, in our social media, instead of it being constructive, instead of something we go appeal, you're kind of they talk to yourselves instead, and you alone cannot win an election. You need to have an appeal. That's the way you win elections. And you know how to win elections. You know how to win elections. So you need to just go back to them principal ideals, and probably 2023 might see a difference. But remember that His Excellency, the President, is not sleeping. Every day he will be constructing, evaluating, assessing, getting team, and it's just 8 months. He's got a long way to go, and you get all the instruments of power, just like how you had it one day. He's got the police, he's got the army, he's got the law, and somehow it manipulate parliament, which in fact, in the lesser party, the greater party will happen for the APC. I asked the question to the gentleman who I interviewed the other day. What are you really doing in parliament as the largest party? What are you really doing? Or the president, by persona, it is ruled by edicts and Donald Trump in kind style, presidential, whatever they call a mandate. What is going on? You're the largest party. So you're kind of letting your people down, by the way, because the expectations of people that we believe in you don't seem to be accomplishing anything. Only when they talk about pay rise, you're ready for support. The parliament full up. As they say pay rise, now all day they forgo support. What a disgrace. What a shame. But again, this is now a cold warning for now. When I speak fearlessly because I speak in behalf of the people. I'm not a champion for the people, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But now waiting now the general field. And one of them is the GNI, or the genie, some people call them, is out of the box or out of the bottle, as they say, and it's not going back. Metaphorically, break them down, the people are wise right now as we speak and getting wiser. Information is at the tip of their fingers. Every day they're privy to information from all over. Some of them false, of course, but some of them true. But the idea that you're reading. There's also a warning to the people, according to this saying, that when you read, they say you are misinformed. When you don't read, they say you are not informed. There's a fine line for thread in between what I just said. When you read, you are misinformed. And when you don't read, you are not informed. In between, what happens? That's the fine line between the two. And this goes out to the people. But to all of you, the people are no longer stupid. They are no longer idiots. The people understand politics. The dimension has changed. The landscape, political landscape has changed, and it has changed for good. Kono, for example, they get young folks than they, where their mindset is completely different from trading. And we see them. And it's not only Kono, I mentioned Kono because Kono Yon is so obvious. It is so obvious, ladies and gentlemen. But it also, they across the country, if you study the dynamics of this election we just passed, I don't have the full report, but I've seen some reports. And the way how the team play is a shocker to some. That today some people are not really come around yet. But that was then, and this is now. So I'm speaking in the now after making all the narrative there. The elitist party don't become Paopa. Where are the elites? Where are they? Where are they? We don't hear from them. We don't hear about them. Where are they? That's the question. Waiting a Paopa are the question I ask. And how does Paopa benefit the people of Sierra Leone? Waiting a Paopa na philosophy, na ideal, waiting it represents. And remember, this group of leadership, they are described as Paopa. Sometimes you read the president or the party, they call value now a new direction, and everything else, broken down under that new direction. What is the new direction? Because new direction just means new. So we're going away from the old. Or are we? The All People's Congress, they call themselves Tolongbo. Then shy away from their socialist principles. We be endear people to them. One of the founding fathers, Siaka Probin Stevens, may his soul rest in eternal peace, been stand for. And then this new group come with and call Tolongbo. They enjoy it and forget about the people that put them in power. Because trust me, there are landmarks for sure, by the way. So I'm not just being critical, although in a constructive way, but there are landmarks to show. They say you can't brag about roads. I don't hear this argument plenty of time because my government in duty. But even if not in duty, if they make the roads, why shouldn't they talk about it? Is it not part of development? Yes, they did. They did. And every time I go Freetown, I am amazed. Because when you don't use to that traffic jam and then all over them, then potholes them and the rest of it, and you go see something new, new spread of culture, you feel good about your country. And when you take them pictures and share them on social media, you feel proud, of being a Sierra Leonean, at least for once, because you get things there for sure. The toll road where people talk against. I wonder what they're going on now. Has it been shut down? Or has it been reversed? Now free passage? Or toll money is still being collected? What is going on? Okay? Dauda Conte, you need to go find something to do. Who is he talking to? You talking to Mr. Nabi? What Mr. Nabi said? We are going to win 2023 election. Not my power, but Allah power. Just wait, you will see the result when the time comes. APC will come back in power. 2023. it's not in theory, it has to be in practice. It has to be something practical. I said we're going to do this for 30 minutes, and I think I've gone above the 30 minutes. So let me just try and conclude this program. But again, for those of you who are just joining, the point I was trying to highlight here is the beginning of the SLPP, from a party known to be the party of the natives, that means Contrimander. It can't twin itself with another party we begin at Freetown. We be made up of Creole people and get the party. So eventually, they overcome the party, and people then begin see the party, drive away from that core value, then they get as the countryman party, because now so chief then and informal, and the north, not the south, the north. So it became known as the elitist party up to some point as recent. But that happened again for don't change somehow, because now we're not really the party of the elitists, but rather a new strain called Paopa. And Paopa, the way we understand Creole, now anyhow, by any means necessary. But again, I beg for digress, because semantics now something where you get for be careful with, and the people that we own the word, we don't know how they get them, or would I give them, or what it mean, it might mean something else altogether. So that make us say I beg for digress. So I'll be asked that somebody tell you what's in a Paopa. So they don't change anyway. Same thing with the All People's Congress from the party of Siaka Stevie. Socialist principles, socialist values, okay? Standing for human rights, standing for social housing, standing for public housing, public policies of all kinds, yeah? Public policies of all kinds. Now, today they not turn out for the party we they call Tolongbo. So I equally ask, waiting na Tolongbo. And I also make an appeal to them. While they do well right when they're in governance, because there are things to point to, but they forget a lot. A lot in this case means you forget the electorate. Okay? APC in a party we know how to galvanize people in the electorate. You see, recently, December 8th, we then called for a peace meeting, how people then turn out. You can't say every one of them was APC, but sure enough, the vast majority there was APC by virtue of, we know, by the elections results. This one, previous one then, that APC get firm control of Freetown. You might have people and they way disagree with them or we agree, but Freetown is solidly there. So when I call and when I speak to the organizing secretary the other day, I understand that they hire bosses from all in the interior and bring their supporters down. That's how come the crowd was so massive. So you now know, say, you need to have a national appeal. Now this time they make you win elections, and you need for endear yourself to the people. You need for do the practical stuff. But we think the same thing. There has to be respect for the current leadership, because if it is not, when you eventually will take power, because you will take power eventually. Of course, the nature of the law says that you will take power eventually, no matter how long, because it's the two of you eventually. The same thing will be done to you, because rudeness is no, you don't own the monopoly. Nobody monopolizes them. You know, it's available to everybody, but how we conduct ourselves, so we can criticize without going to the very extreme. Why should we be showing our leaderships naked? How does that bode well for us, here in the international community, our international friends? This is nothing, here but uncivilized coups. I will even hesitate to say that, because it's only people of that caliber, here can behave as such. You behave as if you learn, but you're not. You are an idiot, an educated fool, a numbskull, a non-entity. Because these are people that behave as such. We need to stop that. Because eventually when you take power, you go like respect. These positions in a position of respect. Now they can call them honorable. And they themselves need to respect themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've said enough for tonight. We need to come together as a people, regardless of our political differences. We can't just be extreme in the way, here we act in that partisan way, that you not even get anything for criticize about your current government or your opposition. It's not a force. You need to speak up. But if you can't say the truth, it's better for you to be quiet than you pretend say that all is well. Okay? So on this note, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've said enough. Okay? I really want to end on this note. A little bit of conversation still going on here. Abuja, we always enjoy your activities in the chat room because you keep the chat room active. I know you're having it up with a few people, Idrissa, Boani, and the rest of them. But again, this was just an appeal, yeah, to both sides. Okay, leadership has to be respected. APC, eventually you will take power, but you will expect to be respected as long as you respect yourself. So don't believe for exercise respect. After all, this not a military government where we go say not a come out in power. This is not constitutional government where get a constitutional mandate when for 5 years. So all the All People's Congress need for do now for begin work out. First of all, why we feel, how we feel, what do we do now for bring the people back? What do we do? SLPP government, there are many, many complaints. And the leadership need for speak up. And they suspect say, look, this is Christmas. And they hope say the president for speak a major policy speech. I don't say that before because it been so quiet and people in they complain. And not to everybody, they use the airwaves all the time. Not to some president they have it dandy. But you will expect, say, at the end of the year, and I still expect the president will address one major address for wishing people a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I wonder if don't do that already. But that definitely they come up, and maybe that he will use, or that he will use for address all the small things they have over the year, whether not political violence, whether not firing and hiring, the concerns of the people, hopefully will address them. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, enough is enough. Every beginning has got an end. And every end has got a beginning. So I tell you, thank you very much for watching the program. I hope so when I go share this video. When I share them, let go viral, like you say. Later on, I will put the redacted version on YouTube. And don't forget, you want to visit YouTube. Don't forget for subscribe to the channel. It not cost you a penny. It just a boost the rating. In other words, it show appreciation. You can even left a comment there. Don't forget for be critical. You can be critical if you want. Tell me what you're doing all right. Tell me what you're doing right. On this note, I want to end. I wish you now all a Merry Christmas. And one quick announcement I almost forget. On the 29th of this month, this channel, they hold the year 2018 in retrospect. In other words, now the title done. So we're going to look at from how we begin to where we are now at the end of the year. So, but it's not only going to be about then and now, it's going to be many other issues that we'll be speaking about. SLPP, Donald Trump, Theresa May, Brexit, Jeremy Corbyn, Aneskoma, and you name it, food, clothes, culture, fashion, the new reform movement, and the rest of it. There's so much we're going to be talking about. This will happen like a question time kind of scenario. And the venue will be the Mingles Bar and Restaurant, number 1 Peckham Road. The address, I put them up already and I will repost them again. So if you want to attend, I think we get about 10 seats left. I don't know how many people that will don't send me private message for booking seats in the day. It's not free, by the way. If I can't attend, so we will get discussion and we will broadcast them live as well on the day. So it's on the 29th of this month on a Saturday for about 3 hours, probably will go beyond. But the plan is between 3 and 6 p.m. So it will begin 3 o'clock prompt to 6 p.m. If you are interested, send me a text message and express your interest. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I think I've come to an end of another broadcast. Thank you for listening. One final time, I wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas, and I shall see you or talk to you again on the 29th of December, God willing. On behalf of the channel, good night, everyone.